And welcome back to my channel, Tani's Batch Cooking. It's now week 4 of the summer holidays and I still haven't done a full food shop. I have done a couple of top-up shops for things like milk, eggs, pasta. I haven't spent more than about £15 per week on top-up shops. So I'm having to get a little bit more creative with what I'm making with what I've got. In this week's video, I'm baking with what I already have in the house. I'll be making shortbread biscuits for my kids, orange jelly, and my husband and I went on a weekend away, so I made a few things for us to take with us. Focaccia, some double chocolate chip cookies, and I tried out a new autumn recipe for pumpkin softies, which turned out really well. My husband and I didn't want to spend a fortune on food on our weekend away, so I tried to make things that I could take with us that would travel easily in the car, that we could have for lunch, breakfast, and a few snacks. And my kids were staying at home with their grandparents, so I wanted to make a couple of things for them for while we were away too. So without further ado, let's get on with the baking. If I'm making bread during a batch cooking session, the dough is always the first thing I make. This time I wanted to try making focaccia to use for sandwiches, and this is the first time I've made it. I use this recipe book, Brilliant Bread Making in Your Bread Machine, and I just alter it slightly so that I don't have to use a bread machine because mine broke a few years ago. I do actually find that bread comes out better not using the bread machine though. I just use my stand mixer to do the kneading because I can't be bothered to stand there for 10 minutes and knead the dough. And then that needs to be proved for about an hour. So I started doing something else. You can see my fridge is looking a little bare, but I still had a few ingredients in there that I could use up. I changed the order of the video slightly just to show you what I did next with the dough. So after it had proved for an hour, I put it into the tray I wanted to bake it into for its second rise. I then covered that over again with the same piece of oiled cling film. I think this pan was actually slightly too big for the amount of dough that I used, so I would use a smaller one next time if I'm using the same quantities. So during the time the dough was having its first prove, I actually started making the shortbread biscuits. I didn't have that much unsalted butter in, so I actually halved the recipe that I've put here for you. The doubled recipe makes really good kind of chunky pieces that I just bake in a pan without cutting them out. But half the recipe is great for making rolled out biscuits. As it was a pretty hot day, I did put the shortbread in the fridge for a bit before I baked it. And then I moved on to making some double chocolate chip cookies. The price of chocolate chips has gone up so much recently, so I tend to just chop up chocolate instead to use that because it works out a little bit cheaper. And I've popped the recipe that I used for these on screen for you as well.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side.
I didn't bake all of the double chocolate chip cookies as they do freeze really well and then bake from frozen. So I put some in the freezer for us to have at a later date and baked a few for us to take with us on our trip. And by now the shortbread biscuits were done as well, so I popped them onto a cooling rack and they will go in a tin once they've cooled, ready for my kids for the weekend. Then it was time to add the olive oil to the focaccia. I used this olive oil from the olive oil guy that you can get on Amazon, as it's a really nice flavour. I'll pop a link down to that and the book that I used earlier in the description below. And as this was my first time making focaccia, I didn't want to add a load of complex flavours, so I just used olive oil and sea salt to keep it simple this time. It then had to prove for another 5 minutes before baking in the oven.
Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
My son really likes this sugar-free Hartley's jelly and it's pretty affordable, so I always try and have a batch ready for him. And it's much cheaper than buying the ready-made pots. I just use these leftover glass pots from the goo desserts that you can get, and you can also use Pringle lids to give them a lid in the fridge as well. It's not a tight fit, but it stops them from getting anything on them in the fridge. So I took the focaccia out of the oven to cool after that and then moved on to making the pumpkin softies. This recipe is from the Kenwood app that you can download for free, and I used it with the Kenwood cooking chef that I have kindly been gifted to demonstrate on my Instagram. And I am a Kenwood ambassador, so I do get affiliate kickback if you do want to purchase one of these. I'll put the link down to it below, but with my code TANI, you can also get 3 free attachments and 20% off any additional attachments. So after making the batter, it needs to be refrigerated for a while, and at this point my double chocolate chip cookies were ready to come out of the oven, so I put those onto a cooling tray. And then the next stage for the pumpkin softies was to bake those. It's kind of a mix between a cookie and a cake. So you spoon on to a baking sheet covered in baking parchment the batter, so it looks in kind of like a rock cake type shape. So the softies batter has lots of autumny flavours in it, including the pumpkin puree. I used some that I had in the freezer left over from last year, obviously defrosted. It has mixed spice and pecans. So once they were finished baking, they come out of the oven to cool, and then they get topped with the icing, which is maple syrup flavoured icing with cinnamon, and then you top them with chopped pecans. We really liked these. I'll definitely be making them again. They are such an autumny flavour. I mean, it's pecans, pumpkin, cinnamon and maple syrup. What more could you want? And they stored well in a tin for 3 to 4 days. We had them as a special treat breakfast for our weekend away and really enjoyed them. And then on the morning of our trip, I made some sandwiches using the focaccia to pack up and take with us for lunch that day. We used salami or pepperoni, tomatoes and cheese, And then we took the bread with us and actually bought some sandwich fillings for us to put in while we were out and about on the weekend as well. And it lasted really well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. As I said at the beginning, this is week 4 of the summer holidays and we're still doing our freezer challenge. So in next week's video, I'll be making things with what we've already got again. I need to do another inventory of what's left in the freezer, and I'll be showing you what my family and I eat as our meals when we're doing a challenge like this. If you want to check out my first summer freezer challenge video, I'll leave a link for it here. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.